If you're anything like me, sometimes you want to take a deep dive into a topic, and then sometimes you just want the Cliff Notes. Just tell you what you absolutely need to know. If you've been around for a while, you probably know that I am a nerd when it comes to sleep and virtually anything health related, so I generally love a deep dive. You should just take a look at my Audible library or my podcast library. However, I realize that when it comes to a topic like, say, maternal mental health, some of you may be very interested, but you just want to know the key takeaways. What do you really need to know? Today, I'm sharing the Cliff Notes version of my previous 3 episodes. In those episodes, I heard a lot of interesting things from Dr. Nicole Rankins, an OBGYN, Dr. Stephanie Grice, a pediatrician, and Wendy Davis, the CEO and president of Postpartum Support International. And in the event you didn't get to listen to all 3, I want to just share the Cliff Notes with you so that you know the most important points. My hope is that this episode could either help you or help someone you know or love. Hi, I'm Allison Egidi, a pediatric sleep and wellness coach and a mom of 2. I love to help parents find solutions. This is How Long Till Bedtime. Each May, I spend time focusing on conversations around maternal mental health. I've had many enlightening conversations with guests on this very topic. I would venture to say, given the work that I do working with new parents and the guests that I've interviewed, I have a much better understanding about maternal mental health than, say, the average person. And yet, during the conversations I had in the previous 3 episodes, I found myself thinking, how did I not already know that? Every parent needs to know this. So today, I'm going to go through these key points in somewhat of a bullet point fashion. Think of it like your Cliff Notes. All right, the first thing that I think every expecting and new parent needs to know is that the vast majority of OBGYNs and pediatricians were not given any significant training around postpartum anxiety or postpartum depression in medical school. The good news is that OBGYNs and pediatricians can be a great resource for connecting you to the appropriate service providers or other resources. And around 2010, as Dr. Grice shared, the American Academy of Pediatrics recognized that pediatricians need to incorporate screenings for moms at the 1-month, 2-month, 4-month, and 6-month checkups because pediatricians are the doctors that moms are seeing more than anyone else. So these are all positives. The not so good news, and I think this is really important for people to understand, is that the screening questionnaire that's used both by OBGYNs and pediatricians screens for postpartum depression, but not for postpartum anxiety. While it's critically important that we help catch and treat postpartum depression, I think it's even maybe equally as important that we catch postpartum anxiety because as many, if not more, moms are suffering from postpartum anxiety. I can speak from personal experience that postpartum anxiety sometimes goes unrecognized and untreated. I had it with both of my girls, and none of my care providers caught it along the way. I didn't even realize how much I was suffering until I got to the other side. I'm not sure exactly how this gets addressed. It's on my list of things that I hope to one day help look into and see if I can be of help in any way. But I think there are people far more influential and powerful than I am. And I'm hoping that they certainly are working towards addressing the screening test so that it also catches postpartum anxiety or at least flags potential risks. So if you are struggling, I would encourage you to absolutely share with your OBGYN and or your child's pediatrician. Often they can connect you to resources that can be helpful. If they can't, or there is a long wait for care, which is something I hear about so often from my clients, another amazing resource that I cannot recommend enough is Postpartum Support International. Here are some critical things that I think we all need to understand about Postpartum Support International, otherwise known as PSI. This amazing organization provides free support for expecting and new parents. And if you're wondering if you qualify for support, the answer is yes. You do not need a formal diagnosis, nor do you need to qualify to receive their free services. They are literally here to help anyone and everyone who is looking for some extra support. It can be so hard to get access to therapists and other local support and resources, and PSI can help you with that and or bridge that gap if you need to wait a bit for that additional support. They can provide you with immediate support and, if needed, ongoing support. PSI has a helpline that you can access by phone or by texting if you feel that you are in need of some immediate support. It's available in English and in Spanish. And then there are also other things that they offer that I want to make sure people know about. They have a new app called Connect by PSI, and I highly, highly recommend that you download it. After talking to Wendy, I downloaded the app myself to be able to check it out, and you guys, it is awesome. It's very simple to navigate, and I would say it's less overwhelming than their website because they have so many amazing resources that when I go to their website, I find myself thinking, ooh, if I was incredibly stressed and struggling, I might be overwhelmed by this website, but not in the app. It is very simple. Click here. Do you need help with this? Here's what you should do next. I love the app, and I think it's going to be a game changer. PSI offers online support groups for both moms and dads, and these groups have trained professional facilitators, which I think is really critical. They can also connect you with peer mentors who can relate to your experience. They have over 400 local support coordinators who are in communities. They may be in your community, and they can connect you to resources that are specific to the community where you live. They also have a directory of providers that you can search and look for providers in your area that can help you. They offer a private, moderated Facebook group where you can find community and support from both the moderators and also those within the community. Another thing that they do that I think is amazing, and maybe not for everyone listening, but potentially for some people listening, is that they offer trainings for professionals like OBGYNs, pediatricians, and anyone else who works with new parents. This is critically important when there's such a lack of education out there around maternal mental health. They have other resources for professionals as well, including a helpline that you can call. If you're a new mom who is struggling, I encourage you to check out PSI's resources so that you can get a little or a lot of extra support. You are not alone. And before I wrap up, I want to acknowledge all the women who struggled during their postpartum period, who care deeply about trying to help other new moms now. PSI can also help you help other moms because we're going to need each other. You can train to be a PSI volunteer. They also have an annual fundraiser called The Climb, and you can join or lead a team to help raise awareness and funds for PSI. You can also check out the Blue Dot Project. I'm going to link to these various ways to get involved in the show notes so you can check any of those out. I also encourage you to check in on the new moms in your life. You can just ask them how they are doing. But another great question that Wendy put out there for us is to ask them if things are going the way they expected. Then you can listen, because this gives them room to share if things aren't going like they had hoped that they would. So you can listen, you can let them know that you are there for them, and then you can share resources if appropriate. We need to keep talking about maternal mental health. It is so very important. If you are struggling, please know that you are not alone. There are people standing by to help and support you, and you will be well again. And in case you need to hear it today, you are doing a great job, and I am sending you so much love. Bye for now, my friends. Thank you for listening to How Long Till Bedtime. To learn how we can work together to improve your child's sleep, pleep and wellnesscoach.com.